Before we begin this review, I want to ask you a single question. In the last 15 years of development, what base game improvements have Giants brought to their farming simulator titles to improve realism that wasn't originally developed by the modding community? Please let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below and have a think about that whilst you watch this review. Farming Simulator 25 follows on from its predecessors as the most popular farming experience title on console and PC to date. With a price tag now between £42 and £70, it really does need to deliver something special, and Giants have been using their YouTube influencers to try and convince you that these following features justify that price tag. I think it's worth mentioning at this point that the £70 version includes the Year 1 Season Pass, but then Giants released another DLC, the New Holland CR11 Gold Edition, on release day, which was not included in that Year 1 Season Pass. I'm glad to say that they have since reversed that decision due to the player backlash. So according to Giants, the reason why you should buy Farm Sim 25 is because the new crops, rice, spinach, peas and green beans, of the 3 maps in North America, East Asia and Central Europe. 400 plus machines from 150 agricultural brands, new weather events, twisters and hail, and improved effects across the board. Ground deformation and GPS assisted steering. New production chains and farm shops and constructions, plus many quality of farming improvements. But nothing specific to clarify what that means. The improvements to animals, goats, water buffalo and now baby animals. So I will now discuss these new features in detail. The 3 maps are all quite small, somewhat underwhelming, and although officially the Asian map is not classed as Japan, it has many of the hallmarks that suggest it is indeed Japanese. Irrespective of that, I have to ask why, then, are all of the towns and shops and the signage within all in English? Furthermore, like all civilized countries, Japan drives on the left, so why in this particular map are we still driving on the right? 4 new crops. Really? 4. Just 4 new crops. Green beans, spinach and peas. I mean, could you be more boring? Oh, plus 2 types of rice, of course. The beans, the spinach and the peas are simply not groundbreaking in any way at all. And I have to admit, whilst growing rice is a nice enough new feature, it's something I've never done before. What with having to flood the field and the new way of growing saplings and adding them to the ground when it's flooded, etc. All that's well and good, but there are just 2 vehicles to choose from. The fields are placeable objects, so they're not workable in the same way that the other fields are, and due to the controller input limitations, which I've been highlighting since Farm Sim 17, quite often players cannot actually open the greenhouse to manage their rice saplings, and if they sell those saplings, they don't receive the stated price either. What about the new animals and the babies? Well, we've got goats and we've got buffalo and baby animals, of course. Okay, that's great, I suppose. But after 15 years of development, why do we not have animal husbandry? If you look at the game, there are still no male animals, with the exception of the cockerel, which I'll come back to in a second. I have to ask the question, are the cows identifying as bulls? Is that how the breeding's happening? Seriously, after 15 years of development, why do we not have proper animal husbandry? Why do we not have animals getting sick? The ability to herd animals from one field to another? Why can't we interact with them at all? Now, going back to cockerels, back in the day, I think Farm Sim 15, it was essential for you to have at least 1 cockerel for every 5 chickens or something like that. But even that isn't a requirement anymore. You just need the chickens. No cockerel is actually required. Despite the 400 plus machines and from 150 agricultural different brands, Farming Simulator 25 has significantly less farming equipment items available than any of its predecessors. Why would they do this? are they just paving the way to introduce even more of their overpriced DLC packs than any previous version. There have been some changes to the weather. Not many, but some. We have 2 new weather events, Twisters and Hail. And they also say that they have improved weather effects across the board. Have you actually seen the hail? Have you seen the rain? It's appalling. For a game in 2024 after 15 years development, we still don't have rain on the windows. And whilst the Twister is a fun addition, I guess, it's more like a good mod. I mean, realistically, how often should you expect to see a Twister outside of the US? And if you could just stand there next to it and nothing happens to you, then what is the point of it anyway? They have, of course, even though they don't really talk about it very much, added volumetric fog, and I think they're quite proud of it, to be honest with you. I have to admit, I didn't like it at first, but it has grown on me. Driving down into a low precipice and into some deep fog where you can't see more than about 5 feet in front of your face really does add a little something to proceedings. But when you look at it from a distance, it just looks like a solid wall. And it appears at completely unrealistic times, like in the middle of a hot August day. I don't think I've ever seen fog in the middle of a hot August day. The ground deformation and GPS assisted steering additions. Now go back to the very first question I asked you. How many things have they implemented that weren't originally modded items from modders? I can't think of any, and here are 2 more examples. Farm Sim 15 had mods for both of these things, and their implementations were significantly better than Giant's attempts. Have you seen how pathetic the ground deformation is in this game? Have you seen how useless the AI helpers are now? They're worse than they were in Farm Sim 15. We do of course have some new production chains and farm shop items and construction elements, and for me this seems like it's nothing more than a cheap and easy addition to me. These are the kind of things that you would expect to see as mods. Modders generally add buildings and simplified elements that add to the look and feel of the game, but don't really change the game's core particularly. I mean, some of the modders definitely have changed the way the game interacts, and for them I'll be forever grateful. But for this to be one of their key features, I think it's pretty disgusting. These are production chains. They require 0 improvements to the base game. They don't improve the graphics, the audio, the animation, or the physics. It's just a half-assed cop-out sales pitch and nothing else. And let's talk about their many quality of farming improvements. Good, okay, this is what I want to see from a new game. But what improvements have they made? Have they added realistic vehicle physics? No. Have they added realistic vehicle gears? No. Farm Sim 15 had a gears mod that was significantly more realistic than the Giant's implementation of gears. Have they added indicators that turn off by themselves? No! Again, that was a mod which was added back in 2015. I don't know of a single vehicle on planet Earth that's been released in the last 25 years that doesn't automatically turn off indicators when you have gone round the corner. The Gears mod, which I mentioned a moment ago, not only was it significantly better than the implementation from Giants themselves, it also included a handbrake, which very much added to the immersion experience throughout. Can we get out of vehicles and open the trailer gates and doors at the back using our player? No. Instead, we have to be sat in the cockpit with the engine on. That is not realistic in any way, shape or form. Can we interact in any way with any of the animals at all? Nope, not a thing. Are the graphics better? I don't think so. In fact, performance has had a significant dip between Farm Sim 22 and Farm Sim 25. What about audio? One of the things I've learned whilst reviewing simulation games for the last 5 to 7 years is that audio is the absolute key to immersion. It is significantly more important than the graphics in the game. If the audio is crap, then the immersion doesn't exist. So surely, after 15 years of development, they've done something with the audio. After 15 years of development, they wouldn't still allow you to crash into things without there being even a single audio soundbite for realism and immersion. They wouldn't do that, would they? Would they? Of course they would. And of course they have. Because Giants have never once worked on, thought about, or developed their game to be better than the last game. They simply copy and paste the previous game, throw in a few simple headline changes like goats, peas, twisters and baby animals, and then charge you an inflated price over the previous game. Now they have started to reduce the number of vehicles and implements available to you at base, and then they will sell them back to you via their overpriced DLC. And they expect, as they always have done, that the modding community will turn their opaque, half-assed based game into something that is not only worthy of playing, because there is literally no decent competitor out there willing to do things the right way for the right reasons, but will significantly improve their game and give them the opportunity to steal and or copy those mods and sell them back to you at a profit for themselves. Farming Simulator 25, in my humble opinion, is nothing more than a patch for console players. The level of ignorance and disrespect that has been directed towards PC farming simulation fans like myself is palpable. I haven't even bothered to include the ever-present shader stutter issues that many people have experienced. I haven't bothered to include the numerous bugs that so many people are sharing online. Please notice, and I do mean this very, very, very strongly, please notice that your favourite farm sim YouTuber, who has had early access once again, has failed to highlight any of the issues in favour of promoting the game, ignoring all issues and lining their own pockets. They do not care about you, they do not respect you, they are simply out for number one. To be quite honest with you, Giants and all of their affiliates make me sick, but you know the worst thing of all? We will all end up buying this game, and we will all end up playing this game, and Giants will do exactly the same thing next time with Farm Sim 27. And why is that? I think you know why. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button, share this video with other people, and do leave me a comment in the comments section. I think it's time we had an honest and frank discussion about companies like this.
I don't
Thank
think
you
so.
for watching.
No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. Maybe someday you'll have it your way. Maybe someday it'll all work out. Until then, nope, a nope, a nope, a nope, definitely nope, a nope, nope, a nope. Probably never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. Oh no.